Woo, baby, we're back with another brand new episode of the DGDR podcast with the boys, Jimbo, Coach Mike, and Todd. And we got a special guest with us today, Jimbo. Let the people know who that is.
Oh, we got McNaughty from McNaughty Racing on today. Talked to him a little bit and said, would you like to join us? And he said, yes, please.
Mama, I hate it.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. Oh, man, I've been listening to you guys for a long time
Thanks
now.
for being on.
I'm finally here.
Woo!
Yes.
Thank you for the support. We appreciate it. And welcome.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird because you're a nice guy.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
weird.
It's so weird. It's weird.
Hey, we're not.
Like,
Yeah.
What do you
because you have the
think?
What the hell?
No, we're not nice people. No, we're not. We're assholes. So it's
Hey,
nice to have
I'm
someone
nice.
Maybe be
good.
I'm the nice one out of the group, damn it.
Listen, I like you guys. You
Yeah.
guys keep it real. And,
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
You guys aren't afraid to say the stuff that, a lot of people would not say. So,
Listen,
but
Yeah.
they're thinking
Mike and I
it,
got kicked out of a
Right.
league. Mike and I got kicked out of a league for saying shit. We won't
Right.
say what
Yeah.
league because we will never use that name ever again.
Sugar coat.
Okay.
But yeah, we won't ever say the name of the league. But we went in, even with prejudice against us, and he got first and I got second.
Yeah.
I'm sure they hated that. They hated
Yeah.
that. Haters always
Oh,
believe
yeah.
it.
All they
They
did.
tried to screw us so many
They-
times.
Oh
Excited.
boy. Yeah. Yep. They made a rule after the fact and gave us the penalty after making the rule.
Yeah, that was the wild one.
Sheesh.
That was the wild one.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That was, on the
They-
fly.
They didn't
The
they
rules.
didn't have a rule. So they made the rule and then used it against they're like, well, we
Implemented.
should have had this rule. So we're gonna say that
Mhm.
you get penalized anyway.
Man,
So, yeah.
who hurt them? Who hurt them, man?
Right?
Well,
To-
they were
to create-
they were-
to,
yeah.
to resort to something like that, man. Sheesh.
Well, they didn't like us from the beginning. I don't think
Mm.
the organizer liked us from the beginning.
Mm-mm.
So it is what it is. We went in, fucked them, and
Hell
left. So yeah, we do speak. Well, I especially speak my mind, but you
Mm.
know, it's how it should be. We should be able to talk about this stuff. We should
That's
be able
right.
to talk about how
Yeah.
how many. Okay, so I'm just going to start out with this. This
Okay.
last weekly race, okay, or the weekly races, right?
Mhm.
Because calling them daily races
Daily
is
B&B.
stupid.
But
But
I say that all
you
the
know.
time. It's not daily.
it's
Right.
not daily.
It's
It doesn't
weekly.
change daily.
It's weekly.
So-
They used to.
the weekly
so-
race. The weekly race.
Yeah, it's the weekly race. Number one, they they are not. They have no imagination. PD doesn't, right? So I didn't do weekly race or the daily races at all this week.
Oh, you
What I
didn't
did do is say goodbye.
No.
No, I went and
Oh,
said
C
goodbye
was
to
good.
Gran Turismo Sport
Yep.
on Monday night.
Rest in peace, GT
Oh.
Sport.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did the same thing Monday.
Sport, which started it all.
Yep.
Yep.
I
What
would. I
started
would have.
this stupidity.
I would have done that with like you guys, but I actually never owned Gran Turismo Sport.
Oh, wow.
What?
I got
Wow.
started in Gran Turismo 7. Like starting
Oh.
like with
Whoa, hold on.
with the
Really?
wheel.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. So like
So
Well,
where did you?
yeah.
What got you involved in racing? Like, where did you start
Yeah.
your sim racing career?
I would say as a young boy, I frequented my friend's house who lived like maybe like a couple of blocks down, and he had a PlayStation 1 and Gran Turismo. So I played at his house. I was like, oh man, I really like this. This is really fun. And I never owned a PlayStation until PlayStation. Well, I owned a PlayStation 2, so I got Gran Turismo 4 for that and played through that, and I loved it. Got 5, and that was like the first time we were playing online, but online was like shit. So I didn't get 6, and then I kind of lost touch for a little bit, and then I started watching. Just like almost everybody else, Super GT, right?
Yep.
And I was like, oh, he plays Gran Turismo Sport. I used to play this game, and then I was like, oh, these videos are pretty cool. And Gran Turismo 7 comes out, and I needed to get a PS5 for some other games I wanted to play. And I was like, hey, let me try playing this. Then I was like, hey, I'm a grown adult now. Let me get a wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so I played for a couple months, and then someone visited my house. Like, one of my friends visited my house, and he's like, yo, man, you play this game a lot, right? And I was like, yeah, I play like almost every day. And he's like, you should stream it. And I was like, all right, I guess we'll see how this goes. And now I've made it here. So
Hell yeah.
that's my Gran Turismo story.
What? You're right at around 2,000 subscribers?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, right about.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah, I started
So
streaming
when did you launch your channel?
So I started streaming in November of 2022. So coming up on
Wow.
a year and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
And yeah.
What's your
Killing
streaming
it.
schedule like then? Are you doing it daily?
Yeah, well, at first it was like 4 days a week, and then it kind of got messed up, and then finished the basement of my house, and then kind of solidified to 3 days a week in the middle of the day, from like 12:30 to around like 3:30, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But
And these are Eastern time zones?
Eastern time, yeah.
Zones.
And then occasionally if I'm not doing anything, I'll throw in an extra night stream or something like that after the kid goes to sleep. But things kind of they go a little bit haywire when we're doing league races and stuff. So
Yeah,
I gotta
those are
focus on
cool
that.
to watch. I enjoy watching those. I watched.
Yeah.
I think
So in the
last-
league
Yeah, the
races,
production value is
Mhm.
awesome.
you just host the race, right?
Yes. So yeah, I control the camera and all the OBS and the graphics and all that kind of stuff in the background, and I've been able to put together a team of really good hosts, really good stewards, and extra production help in the background to make the racing go as smoothly as possible while putting on something that I hope is entertaining to watch just as a viewer. So
yeah, commentary
Yeah,
is great.
it's very entertaining.
It
I
is.
love it.
It is.
Yeah.
Now,
Absolutely.
how did you come
have
up with the commentators?
So yeah, I guess in the beginning I just asked the community. I was like, is anybody interested in hosting, and do you have any experience? And Toon was a recommendation from one of the longtime subscribers and channel members, and then Slow Mo is actually he has like a DJ side gig, so he's like used to like presenting like all the time in real life. So he wanted to get into the mix, and then T-Case is another up and coming streamer who wanted to get in also, and he reached out to me. So when we did our first season of the league, the three of them hosted it every Friday night for 4 nights for 4 weeks, and the league actually kind of grew faster than I ever imagined it would.
Dude, it's blowing up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
It's doing so good.
Yeah, I was like, I've participated in leagues, and I've watched other league racing, and I was like, there's an opportunity there for me to like put my own spin on it. And I was like, the season 1, I was like, okay, we have like 23 drivers, and we can hammer out all the kinks, but like then I didn't expect like Hako and a bunch of, and two of his HRA members to join. It was just like I was shocked that they even participated. And then I remember I was listening to the episode where you guys had Hawko, and he briefly talked about the league, and I was like mowing the lawn. I had to just stop. I was like, what?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Wait, did I just hear that?
yeah, I was like, man, I didn't even think these guys knew who I was, but I guess they, but all that to say is that, the first season did well, the second season did even better. And, right now is season 3. Like I'm really proud of the job that like everyone is doing behind the scenes, and all of the drivers who are participating and racing cleanly. And, whenever stuff happens, they accept whatever penalties come their way, and we just keep going.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
the
that's
production
the way.
value's awesome.
The production value
The
is
racing's
fantastic.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's
It
funny
does.
because I didn't. I watched one of the league races and found your channel. I was at work, and it was a slow day, and I was just like bumming around, and there's nothing to really do, so I hop on YouTube, and it pulls up your stream, and it's like, oh, this is racing, and I was like, man, that sounds familiar. So I'm like, McNaughty, click on that, and it's got like slow-mo as one of the commentators. I was like, what? Because slow-mo, it's funny. We found out about slow-mo because he fucking pimped our. He was like pimping the DGDR podcast on his car. So yeah, and we're like, what? That's so funny. That's we've got. It's very cool that we have
so
people
big
in the
shout out to
community
him,
that have done
Slow-Mo.
that. Yeah. Big shout out to Slow Mo. Also, Square Peg Racer. He actually did a livery that it's like all over his car. DGDR is all over his car. So, which is
Sweet.
really, really funny.
Yeah,
But
covered.
I remember
Yeah.
watching the race, and I was so impressed. I'm like, what is immediately like hit that subscribe button and I try to watch it when I can, but I can't all the time. So, but it's great. It's great. McNaughty Racing and his leagues are just, it's really fun to watch.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, like, I have the type of personality where I was like, all right, where I'm like, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna try and do it as best as I can, and just put 100% into it. So like that's kind of like how the production has like evolved. And I know that like the drivers are gonna do their part to make the actual racing on track as competitive and as exciting as possible. The hosts are going to do obviously their part, to convey that action, and pair that with what you're seeing on the screen. And, my job is just to not mess it up. So I'm glad that I've not messed it up this far.
Yeah, it was awesome to
Now,
watch.
are you
I
guys doing
enjoyed
like
it.
a production meeting once a week?
Yeah, how do you guys
with the
figure all
staff
that
and
out?
everything?
Bro, I got so I guess being the commissioner, right, of this league, like
We want
I got
some of the
meetings
behind
on-
the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
I have meetings on meetings, man. So like right now we have in season 3 we have 2 divisions or 2 days of racing and 2 divisions, right? So there's Division A, Division B, there's Friday racers and there's Saturdays.
Yep.
Saturday racers, right? So I have driver meetings for all the Friday racers, a separate driver meeting for all the Saturday racers, a meeting for one set of hosts, and often a meeting for the other set of hosts. And then just side conversations with like the producers. Like we got like a whole channel dedicated to production in our Discord, to stewarding, and then driver exclusive channels. It's like we started with like next to nothing, and then like you know how Hako is sometimes. He's like, bro, you need to get this, and this to get this. Like he'll tell it to you straight. Like, like what? He's like, what the hell is this shit? Like, figure this out. Put this here, and I'm like, all right, I understand. So, big shout out to him for getting me a check. Yeah.
Yep.
Those Canadians.
Love Hako.
Yeah. But definitely a ton of meetings, but it's worth it because then it, keeps everyone on the same page.
Yeah, exactly. Run smooth.
Yeah.
Definitely. And so, when is season 4 gonna start?
If the short answer is I don't know. The long answer is I don't know because my wife and I were expecting our second child in May. So I don't know when I'm going to be able to, get everything situated and, figure out the 2-child dynamic. But as soon as I figure that out, then definitely season 4.
Time management. Yes.
Yes. And, it's the time management, and then it's like the negotiation with the wife, right? AKA the boss. So like, even today, I was just sitting there, talking to her. I was like, hey, listen, the league is doing really well. The community at large are like, we want the next season. And she's like, okay, I understand. There's definitely things we got to figure out, but I have one foot in the door to season 4. So more to come.
Shout out to her for being cool and understanding, and
and congrats
allowing
on the
you
baby
to do this and everything.
in there.
So
and thank you.
As I always say, you have your real world. This is the fake world.
Yeah.
Remember, make the real world count, and then you can have your fake world whenever you need it. But it's
those babies grow up
Hollis
quick.
Dude,
oh, for sure.
Hollis is always encouraging me to be online. He's like, oh, if you want to play, go and play. And I'm like, yeah, there's a difference. Like, I like having my real world, It's a completely different thing than it used to be. So having my real world is great. And having my fake world is great. Todd and I got together last night, did a little bit of Warzone, and
nice.
Sadly, Mike was tired, and my timing was a little off with the unexpected afternoon nap. So,
got to get those.
I was like, I'm
I'm
gonna take a quick afternoon nap. 4 hours later, 4 hours later, I woke up and was like, oh, crap. But that's what happens. So have you always been into racing, or like, and when I say racing, I mean racing in general, IMSA, NASCAR, Formula 1, supercars, whatever? Or has it been?
Bro, I'm a noob. So I've been into like actually racing myself since I was a kid. So like we're talking like maybe 25 years of like me actually wanting to race. But in terms of like watching motorsport, I'm like super new. I'm one of the Drive to Survive converts, right? So like I started watching Formula 1 in
cool.
In what was the year with Max's first championship with the Abu Dhabi? Wow. Yeah, so I started watching that season.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Michael.
And that's so not right. And I was like, let me go back and like do my research about like, what has happened in the past. So like I learned a lot by like just, pulling up the YouTube videos, like the archives, and like there's like a lot of like documentary type videos on YouTube that like go over like the drama of like certain seasons. Like there's one about like 2019 with Vettel and the Ferrari, and how he pretty much was gonna win the whole thing, and then he crashed it. Like, what was it? I can't remember what track that was, but like he had it, and then he just went off track, and then like Lewis was able to secure it. And then like the Silver Arrow battles, the 2014, the 2015, the 2016. Oh man,
Yeah,
you know,
there's some great
I wish
racing.
I could have seen like a lot of these seasons live. But you know, it's the
Well,
next best
and
thing.
if you've been listening, if you're not watching the Mazda MX-5 series,
Oh yeah,
you're missing
that's a
out
good one.
on probably the best racing you'll ever see. It's so good. It is so good. And you need to pair that with you need to start watching IMSA in general because it's really great racing with the big boys and the real fast cars. But then I mean,
Weren't
let's
they?
see.
They were just at Daytona, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Daytona 24 hour. Yeah.
Last
Yeah.
That
weekend.
was a really really good race. Ferrari wins GTD
Yeah.
Pro.
Sebring in March.
Yep.
Yeah, Sebring in March. We will have Daytona at the when is Daytona? Is it at the end of I can't look at it because I've got a cat on my lap and he's pinned an arm down.
Oh, you mean like the Daytona 500?
The Daytona
you mean-
500. Yeah, Daytona
Yeah,
500.
that-
I always
Like
watch
NASCAR
that
that's
race.
coming
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's like that's isn't so like it's weird because
starts
like
off the season.
I don't really watch it, but like you know I know that like they have the Coliseum thing and then they do Daytona 500 and that's
Yes.
usually around President's Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
February
18th.
Yep.
Yeah,
February 18th.
yeah. So like
Yeah, that
it's weird. I just have like all that you know
did
the,
that race
the
get
knowledge.
rained out?
And then,
Last year, I
Last
think.
year, yeah, I
Yeah.
think it did. Yeah, they had to do it on
The
Monday.
Coliseum race.
Oh, I don't know. Was that this weekend?
The Coliseum. Yeah, it went on. They did it yesterday.
Okay.
Oh, they did. Oh, okay. All right.
and I don't know if you heard me, but I'm writing this down because like you know I got to write this down because like I'm very interested in you know finding all you know extra series to watch, especially with you know the kiddo is into it. You know he
Oh,
likes watching
nice.
it. He's 2.5, and he's like into watching that stuff. So like
that's awesome.
I don't know what that means
Right, that's
for
awesome.
yeah for the future, but like it's nice to see like there's
That's very
something
cool.
there.
You might have an expensive future on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
you might have an expensive future.
They're like, oh,
Yeah.
well, you know, Lewis Hamilton, he came from, you know, modest means. And I'm like, bro, his dad was working like 3 jobs or something like that, man. I don't,
Yeah.
YouTube money ain't like that. So-
So do you make your money from YouTube or is it a supplementary job?
it is just a side passion project, to be honest with you. Like, I have a full-time job, but like it's very flexible. Like everything is like based around meetings. So I just clear out a block of time during the day to not have meetings, and then that's when I stream because I know I'm here. It's just me and the dogs.
Nice.
The kiddo is at daycare. The wife is at work. She's a teacher, and I'm not really bothering anybody by it. So like when you brought it before, it was like, you know, your real life stuff is important. Like I literally only stream when everybody else is doing something else, whether that's sleeping or they're not here. So like, you know, and then I turn off the stream and I'm like full dad mode, full husband mode. So like, you know, I'm very
Nice.
I take that, you know, very seriously, like, because I don't want to mess that up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
As long as I can get away with not messing it up or whatever. So, yeah.
Real life more important.
I think you got it handled. You're doing it quite
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Real life
Thanks.
more important. Definitely.
Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't answer the question. What was the question again? Sorry.
Not 100% sure.
Yeah, well, the question initially was, you know, were you into racing?
Yeah. So wow. I strayed far from that one. Sorry.
Hey, this
That's-
is this is RMO. Is
If you stayed on point, you
tangentialism.
wouldn't fit in.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my
But
Lord.
yeah. I was always into doing the racing. And I've just recently gotten more into watching
the racing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's
F1 this season's gonna be good.
I think this is going to be an interesting season.
It
I think
is.
Max, of course, is going to take it again, but I think it'll be interesting. 2nd through 4th is going to be very interesting because I have a feeling that Ferrari, Mercedes, and McLaren are going to be making it real interesting.
Yeah, I don't expect Max to win almost every race this time. I expect him to win the championship significantly, but not enough to win the constructors by himself.
Yeah,
no.
Absolutely.
I hope not,
right.
at least.
Yeah, I think if he gets, he'll probably get around 12 wins.
Yeah, because there's 24 races this year, so yeah, at least half.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have 2 more. So yeah, I see him getting about 12.
So going back to let's get back on track too a little bit. So this last week of racing, we did Gran Turismo Sport. Well, Mike and I did, and Jermaine hopped on too. I got my final win in Sport.
Yeah, that was.
There you go.
Which was awesome. And then Mike on Tuesday, tell them what happened.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, I got on a little early and started streaming. And lucky enough, my very, very first race, lo and behold, not only did I have a pretty good lineup of top drivers, and Jermaine was there as well. Igor Fraga, the legend himself, was in the back of the pack.
Man, how was that?
It was good because the whole race I knew he was coming.
Right.
Well, there's the good old days of sport.
So like the guy, he was GT Sport at one point. Like he won everything. So it was just to have him in the lobby was one thing. Cool. And then to know he was coming through the field, to know that he was going to be with me at one point was even more exciting kind of thing. And I was just watching the leaderboard as I was racing, and I was staying near the front. I was 3rd or something like that. And I just watched them picking each person by. And then Jermaine passed a guy, and Jermaine was in 4th, a couple seconds behind me. And then all of a sudden I looked up and he was past Jermaine. And I was like, oh shit, here he comes. And I gotta say though, I got really lucky timing wise, that he caught me in the Dagners and it was I actually got some side-by-side racing for a couple corners and sent it in on the hairpin at Suzuka on him. And yeah, it was probably the most exciting chunk of a race I've ever had in an absolute perfect way to end GT Sport.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good job, Mike. Did you save the replay?
Well, yeah, but
okay.
Maybe nothing's accessible.
That's right. Damn it. You stream it?
I did stream it, so if anybody wants to see it, it is on last Tuesday's stream. It's titled My Last Drive, and the race is about the 25, 27 minute mark of the stream. The pass happens shortly after that. So, hell of a race.
Nice job. Hell yeah.
So,
good job, Coach Mike.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I do have video clips of it though too as well.
Yeah, Mike holding off the Fraga for a little bit.
Good job.
Not very little bit, but for a little bit.
Very, very little bit. I knew it was a little bit, but I was like, fuck it, I'm going.
Right. And then as he passes, they're just waving. Bye. See ya.
Well, yeah. Well, I sent it on the hairpin, and then we came out side by side, and then he got a run on the outside because he's just better. And heading into Spoon, he got the edge on me by a bit, and I just kind of eased off at that point because I didn't want to push it and wreck both of us and be that guy that killed fucking Igor Fraga.
Right.
So, and I'll be honest, after that, the whole rest of the night was, say, a bit of a downhill because the adrenaline rush was just like, I was just like in kind of cloud nine and just like lazy minded, and I was just like kind of just messed up the rest of the night, and I was just called it, and I was just like, yeah, I don't care. I just raced Igor Fraga. So yeah.
How to Todd and Sean at McNaughty, how were the weekly races for you?
Well, I mean,
answer at once.
Yeah, I mean,
Daily C kicked my ass.
Yeah, I did some Daily C in actually EMEA, and it didn't go too well. A lot of elbows out. I guess that's an understatement. And I did some off stream racing as well, and people don't like to be passed out here, man. Like, I can understand the daily racing boycott because, like, if you take it seriously, like, and you're trying to get these overtakes done, you're trying to do as well as you can, push yourself, and then somebody's just like, nah, fuck you, you're going in the wall. Like, that's it's infuriating. It's annoying.
That's daily racing. That's why I do it very little. I got no reason to really do it. I have started doing it on Monday nights, sort of a little bit, but my main focus is like league racing or doing the weekly challenges, or because the frustration it causes is not there. Like, I am not there to be, forced into a heart attack because of my competitive nature, and I have a fair competitive nature compared to a lot of these people who just don't like being passed and will run you off the road. So
yeah,
and literally I can feel my blood pressure spike when it happens, and I'm just like, I don't need to put myself through that. I'd rather have my blood pressure spike in a league race than and because usually it's my fault. In a league race, I'm usually the one who makes a mistake. It's not somebody pushing me off track. So, although I did get pretty heated. I got pretty heated yesterday in the Super Formula League when a guy decided that he was on a cool down lap or a warm up lap and decided that he saw me coming, but he was just going to stick on the apex when I was on a fast lap. That was just a tiny bit frustrating. So, but other than that, I mean, today's races were fun. The race yesterday was fun too. It sounds like Todd is going to be stepping in for Swudson to do some of the races in the Super Formula League, which is appreciated. So yeah, and we'll get Todd all signed up and ready to go for 2 weeks. Yeah, no, and there's some really, really fast guys in the league. So if I finish top 10, I'm happy because it's a hard league. There's some good hard racers there. So yeah. What
about
I love Super Formula in VR.
Yeah,
it's the best. Anytime you can do
shits and giggles today.
You're in Super Formula. Good time.
Oh yeah. What'd you say there? Sorry, I just completely missed what you said, Mike. I feel like an
I was just saying it was Sean had to do 9 dailies.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, Sean.
I've been muted this whole
dailies?
time. I was pretty good.
It wouldn't be a podcast if somebody wasn't muted for half of it.
Exactly. I'm like, why is my shit working? Why can't I not hear it? And yeah, it was muted. So, yeah, just did some daily C. Did probably about 4 of those all together all week, but that was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. I had some decent races. You had to be in the CLK, though. You had to be in the Mercedes. I tried the NSX and spun out and didn't work out.
Yeah, to be competitive.
Well. Yeah.
I just... The CLK, I couldn't, in VR, I can't tripod and getting it to lower the screen. So I never felt like I was sitting in the seat, like I was on top of the seat.
Okay.
So I had like no visibility in VR, and it was just fucking impossible doing that race. And then dickheads dive bombing you and shit and fucking bumping you and taking you. So I was at a fucking major disadvantage. So my SR got fucking tanked.
Are you an A?
Yeah, it did. So,
oh shit.
No, but it took a hitting. It took a beating.
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah, you had to watch it.
Race C.
I had a guy on the front straight. We were coming down. He was in second. I had to run on him. I was on the outside, and he just tried to run me into the wall on the grass. Going down the straight. So then I let off the gas. He kind of went into the wall himself, missed me, and then took the inside on that first corner, and then was able to get away. But yeah, it was decent. It was all right. It was a little bit of a change in the Group 2s.
Fun race. I couldn't get comfortable in VR in that race.
Yeah, because I had to reset the camera every time. You had to reset the camera on that car.
Yeah.
Some cars you have, like the Viper's like that.
Fuck? I cannot get this thing to lower.
The Viper's like that, to where you have to reset the camera for that one too. And you have to remember, because if you don't get it in time during an online race, you're fucked.
Yeah, you have to wait until you get in a straightaway and
pause it and then do it.
Yep.
Yeah, I watched another guy who VR. I watched him do it during the fucking race. I'm like, dude, how come he fucking did? I couldn't do it, so I was just like, fuck it. Yeah.
Have you?
I think I had 2 top 5s out of like 7 or 8 races. Sucks.
Have you done the VR yet, McNaughty?
I haven't, and I would love to do it because, like, I hear everything that everyone has to say about it and how like realistic it is. I get motion sickness like
it's incredibly
easily.
So
I'm like it like I'll get sick. Like I can't even like go on like roller coasters, just going up and down.
Okay.
Oh no,
will make me sick.
How about just in a car if you're driving?
If I'm driving, I'm fine.
Okay.
If I'm sitting, I can't sit in the back.
If you're in the back seat or
yeah. Passenger seat, I'm generally okay. As long as I'm like fully focused on like what's in front. Like if I try to read something on my phone, like I'm feeling sick like within seconds. So as much as
then it's probably not a good thing for you.
Because I would love to,
it's hard because if you're driving, then you kind of think it might be okay if you're driving because you're focusing, but the ups and downs do get you at first. I had to get used to that, but once I got used to that, put enough time in, it wasn't too bad. I get some motion sickness on like rides and stuff like that, airplanes, but nothing too bad. But yeah, too bad you can't like try it somewhere first.
I gotta find somebody who lives near me.
Yeah,
it is so cool.
Let me borrow this. Let me borrow this real quick.
Yeah, because it is amazing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Really
well,
is.
sounds like this last week you said they were pretty decent, but you really didn't participate. So I wonder what's happening this next week.
Oh shit! Time for some Coach Mike. What you got, Coach Mike?
Coach Mike.
Well, this next week, it is what it is, PD.
Oh, it's that good. It's that good. This next week is that good.
We're not at Lake Lousy anymore for Daily A. We're going to be at Brands Hatch, Indy, on some sort of road car with sports soft tires. So depending, that could be a fun one for certain people. And who knows, maybe they throw something decent and maybe like the little Mazda Roadsters there or something. It could be a fun little race. But on to the more important, less exciting races. What did we do this week for Daily C? Was it that track called was it Deep Forest?
Deep in the Forest.
That's a real new one that we don't ever really drive. So they decided next week Daily B is going to be Deep Forest again, but reverse.
Okay, hold on. Let's talk about this for a second.
The worst way.
Yeah. How many tracks do they have?
What did I count? There was 34 different track locations. So plus variations. So there's hundreds. There's like 100 tracks, basically.
The 100 variations is what I think they advertise.
Yeah, but still, it's always the same 2 or 3 tracks.
So it's different.
Yeah, but you're going in reverse, so it's completely different.
If it's not Lago Major,
that track doesn't
Deep Forest.
Going into reverse. Oh God, I hate that track in reverse.
No, it is not. It is not the worst flowing track in reverse. No, definitely not at all.
And what group is that? Group 4, you said?
I believe likely it's going to be Group 4.
All right. Well, I'll be skipping that one.
Yeah. And who knows? It'll be on race mediums, and they could have some kind of suspension, whatever. Who knows? Yeah. But probably a 4-lapper.
Yeah.
Most likely, maybe probably, 5 if you're lucky, but 4-lapper at Group 4.
Not even worth your time.
And then on to the main feature. Daily race C will be, weekly race C, as it should be called, is at Nürburgring GP, which isn't terrible.
Okay.
Race medium tires.
Okay.
Times 3 fuel. Times 6 tire.
Okay.
Unless there is a mandatory pit, which I have a feeling they're going to be. It's a no stop.
Okay.
The tires will wear out. I've seen some practice this week. Mullet did some practice on that, and you could easily make it through the whole lap, like 10, 11 laps. 11 laps would be pushing the tires at that point. So if it is an 11, maybe 12 lap race, it's going to get one of those races where pitting might be beneficial, or if there's a mandatory pit, changing tires might be beneficial in the long run. Kind of like Daily C this week, where a lot of people are doing no tire or tire. So.
Okay.
But it'll be
how many laps?
Most likely. 10 to 12, anywhere from there. If it's 10, no tires will be needed. Definitely.
I think it'll be 10.
Yeah.
And if it's more than 10, hopefully tires 12. Will probably be recommended.
Because what's a lap around there? Group 3?
158.
Okay.
Almost.
Give or take.
Yeah, right around 2 minutes.
So
so that's why I think 10 laps.
Yeah, because then that'll give them. Yeah.
10. Yeah, because most guys.
We did a Group 4 race there. It was a fuel saver, and that was 9 laps. Okay. So with Group 3, I would think we should be able to get 1 lap in, hopefully. But they may keep it at 9 again, too.
10 laps in the Group 3 in Mullet's lobby.
That's just my guess.
We were running 58s, 57s, and it was 19 minutes, 50 seconds for 10 laps.
Okay, yeah.
So.
Ooh,
it's 10 or 11 hours, I think. They don't usually like to stretch it for 24, 25 minutes lately because of the short time, but if they could, 12 would be perfect. It would be an exciting race, a bit of strategy involved because your tires will be absolutely destroyed 12 laps in.
Oh, yeah. So,
for 12, yeah. Yep.
Going at 6.
And that's going to, I guess, hold us over until next week. And hopefully they get us some GT World Series starting up again soon.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'm thinking mid-February, end of February, that's going to start back up. I'm going to say around the anniversary time, we're going to get another Nations.
I think Yeah, I think right
I
around
think so
anniversary
too.
time,
I
we're
think
also
there's
going
going to
to
be
get
a
a new
big
track
update.
too.
Yeah, I think there'll be a big update, and then it'll be a Real Nations, Real Manual. Won't be exhibition.
Ooh, you thinking that big update? They added
So
a weekly race, D.
Yeah.
That would be incredible.
E for endurance.
It's not.
Only been
Not
saying
gonna
that for
happen.
2 years.
Come on, guys.
Not
That'd be
gonna
nice.
happen.
On the
Not gonna
anniversary.
happen.
Big update track.
Hey,
race
do you think
car.
they'll?
Yeah, the new track for the
Maybe they'll
anniversary
introduce
is going
the
to be,
LMDH cars.
Oh, please. That'd be amazing.
They've
No,
already
they're not going to do that. None of the IMSA cars. None of the. We're not going to get a race car.
We're lucky we got
With
that
the
Toyota
update,
one.
we'll get.
We're lucky we got that.
Oh boy! I just tell you. I tell you, it just, it's.
I want the Ferrari one.
We know that you've made a shit ton of money. Invest it in getting us cars that aren't 15 fucking years old.
Well, too, all the streamers were saying, we'll pay for it. I'll pay for it.
Dude, I'll pay for it.
Yeah, I'll pay for it too, man.
It's
right?
We're driving a 7-year-old
Yeah,
Porsche.
McNaughty, would you pay for a DLC pack?
Absolutely. If that means we get more content, more cars, more tracks,
yeah,
I'd definitely pay for it.
Tracks.
Yeah. You hear that, PD? Sign it up.
And well, McNaughty has a PD developer watch his stream. Not once. He's like a regular watch.
Really?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he has joined a couple streams.
Okay,
and,
we need to be pimping this.
So he's
what did he say, McNaughty? He does Grand Valley or something. Is his track?
Yeah,
or?
He's
Didn't he
like
say he was something specific?
Yeah, technical art director for PD. So he like they
plants the trees.
I think I guess that team they actually they build the track. So the PD will go out and do their laser imaging and all that kind of stuff. Well, for real tracks. For fake tracks, they'll use whatever data that they had and make
do
up
it all
some stuff.
in-house.
But then they need the people to actually build the graphics, put all the shapes, all the triangles together and color them up nice so it looks like a nice 4K image for us. So he works on that team. But the nice thing is that when he was able to join, we did ask about a bunch of things, and he wasn't able to tell us much because these guys have NDAs and all that kind of stuff, but they do have stuff in the pipeline, and I have to trust what he says because why would he just roll up to a random streamer's stream and say, hey, I'm from PD, and then take the questions and then lie. He was. I can't imagine that he'd do that. So,
well, here's something that blows my mind. I'm just looking at the Group 3 category, right? And I'm not looking at the 84 Silhouette or the 97 Super or anything like that. I'm just looking at the cars that I know that have been in IMSA or WEC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have cars that are 12 years old. That's the oldest one. That's the V12 Vantage.
Mm-hmm.
And the newest one we have is the 2020 AMG. Or excuse me, no, the 2021 BRZ is the newest car we have in Group 3. That's still 3 years old now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is still 3 years old. The Porsche that I drive is 7 years old now.
Yeah. It's not great. It's not a good look, especially when your competitor is able to get newer cars. But I would say that say we get that C8, right? And it's in the game, great. But then Bop comes into the picture, and let's say it's low tier on the BOP, then
just like it was with
it's
the Ford GT.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's just like, okay, we need the car and we need you to balance it correctly, so that way we can actually use the car for those of us who want to do the dailies, right?
Yeah,
right. Because like if you have the car just like in the game, by itself, and you're doing single player, then BOP doesn't matter. So you can drive it around and have fun, and that's great. For the people who do single player, which apparently is a lot of us. But for like the competitive scene, like we need to make sure that BOP is straight. Give us the car and fix the BOP.
Yep. Every car.
And that's the hard thing, because they never want to fix the BOP. They never want to make it competitive, it seems. They have the ability, I'm sorry, I keep saying this. They have the ability through Sophie to make the cars all equal.
Yeah.
But it's almost like they refuse to do it, because if they did that, then they would have to go in and do things like crazy things, like not allowing the Toyotas, Mazdas, or Genesis to be the fastest cars because they've paid the most amount of money.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was like, money talks. Yeah. So,
Yep.
There might be an inevitability with that stuff. But
you're going to give. There is. Yeah. So, I mean, they pay half your payroll and this and the other.
But here's a prime example, like that we all found out last week when Mullet and Grove did the little test, that the Mazda 4 Group 4 car is as fast as the Group 3 Ferrari.
Yeah, the Group 3 Ferrari couldn't lose it at that Special Stage X. I remember seeing that. Yeah, it's
the Mazda was pushing it. The one I saw, the Mazda pushed down the straight.
And
it was doing 180 on the bumper of the Ferrari, pushing the Ferrari. Without that, the Ferrari was like 173.
Yeah, it's and we talked about Mike when you told us that Daily B is going to be at Deep Forest Reverse, right? And if that is Group 4, it's going to be only Mazda because of those two long straights. Like the rest of the circuit doesn't matter. Those two, the back straight, the front straight, it's Mazda.
Yep.
Yeah. Stupid little car.
And
that's why the CLK. Yeah.
I know it's hard to make all the cars exactly balanced. And there's always going to be cars that are meta, but if you use a non-meta car, it makes make it so that you're not 2 seconds a lap slower compared to everyone else.
But here's the thing: is there's going to be even in sport there was an imbalance in the Group 4 when it came to the FF cars and the rest of the packs. But when it came with tire wear, that changed. That the FF suffered a lot more and weren't quite as dominant when there was tire wear. Now in GT7, the FF cars are nowhere to be seen, whether it's tire wear or not, except for the Mazda.
Right.
So there is definitely something off. I mean, if there's no tire wear, I can understand, say, the FF car Mazda being there because, the FF just dominate with no tire wear. But none of the others do. They're absolutely turds in GT7. So how does this one get
the TT, the Volkswagen.
Yeah, those used to be good, but you can't drive those
in GT Sport. It was the Audi. It was the Audi TT, and then the Volkswagen came along, and then that dominated. And then they kind of balanced it out a little. They were a little bit close, but it seemed like the Volkswagen for the longest time was the best front-wheel drive car in GT Sport. And now that Mazda is a huge sponsor financially to PD, they have the fastest Group 4 front-wheel drive car.
Yeah.
And it's probably not going to change anytime soon, unfortunately.
Yeah. Like we talked about that before. There's guaranteed a bit of a requirement to be dominant for so long before they're allowed to balance it out again.
Exactly.
You know, and look at Genesis had the same thing. Like that car was fucking dominant for a while now, and not anymore. It's got nerfed. Their contract expired.
Yeah.
Yeah, their contract expired, so now they're nerfed.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So
which
Mazda probably has. I say that Mazda has another at least 4 to 5 months before it's.
You think
it's
it 4 to
turfed.
5 months before
Turfed.
they destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I would rather have the 4-wheel drive
really
cars strong versus the front-wheel drive.
Yeah.
As far as Group 4
I would rather.
goes.
I'd rather have the cars be like legitimate. No strong cars.
Yeah,
per se.
balance, obviously, but
well, that's the thing is Group 4 had a balance until the Mazda showed up. Mazda showed up.
Terrible.
Group 4 races, there was always a handful of different cars.
It was like, I feel like it's exactly between when they brought the Sylvia back down to earth.
Yeah.
When they did that, there was a nice stretch of time where there was balance,
even
and then
playfield.
Yeah, and then Mazda came out, and I was like, bro, come on now. What is this fifth gear, man?
Right. Car just walks,
It's just stupid frustrating.
Yeah.
You know? And it shouldn't be that way, but again...
Yeah, because now none of the
how many millions did they get paid?
Do well. That we'll never know, but it's basically, for Group 4, it's the Mazda. If not, it's the 650, the Ferrari, and it just seems like there's only a handful of cars that people use.
Yeah, but that's just people like some people have limited, but like you said, 650, the Ferrari, the SLS, the F-Type is good. Some of the Group 4 car or the 4-wheel drive cars are still good depending on what track. Like there is a bit more.
See, I don't see anybody ever using the 4-wheel drive cars.
See, I think what we all fall victim
only
to
on the non-tire
is that we look at the and I do this too. I'm guilty of this too. We look at the time trial, and then we just make an assumption like, okay, this car is the best, and we don't necessarily. A lot of us don't necessarily like test all the cars ourselves, just because we're just gonna hop in and use whatever we see.
I don't. Yeah.
Not well. Yes, but no. A lot of us in PDAC, we just drive whatever the fuck we feel like.
Well, I think you guys are the exception.
Well, I go for the fastest. Yeah.
I'll play around, but I'll do the fastest.
Todd goes for the fastest.
Todd's very competitive that way and wants to be like, he doesn't want to lose just before, like not lose, but be losing time on the track just because he didn't choose the right car of sorts, kind of thing. So he likes Todd's more leans towards the meta cars, whereas a lot more of us, we just experiment and drive what we feel like driving, comfortable shit. Todd goes out of his way.
Yeah, I am definitely. You're going to find me in a Porsche 90% of the time.
It was nice. It was nice. And I think Mullet had his challenge that to get the Corvette, a Corvette only account to A+.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Yo, Naughty, try this." And I was like, "All right," but I want to choose the AMG because I was just a Mercedes fan. And I don't know that he was able to do it. That car was so bad. It was bopped so badly. Like I felt bad. It's so difficult to get, that car to an A+, but it's just like
it is.
Especially, someone of Mullet's caliber, it's like you should be able to get if you did this challenge with every car, you should be able to get it to A+ if you're that caliber of a driver. And the fact that you can't, that's a huge problem, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
No, it is. It is. Well,
especially because the C7 was so dominant.
When
that car was around. the C7, and for it to be one of the worst cars in this, it's like, come on, PD.
Well, that's like the Ford GT even.
You know, you may have something against GM. Maybe they're hard to work with. Yep. Correct. But for whatever rhyme or reason,
it's like, I don't know what they're like. They're not sort of. Do they think they're fooling people? I mean, I guess that's my question. Do they think they're fooling people with the thing, or they just don't give a shit? Like, do they just not give a shit?
I think
they're like, we're going to do what we're going to do.
I just think Kaz thinks this shit doesn't stink. And he just, does what he wants to do when he wants to do it. And, that's how it's going to be. That's how it's been for 27 years with him. So.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
I think they just react.
I don't see it changing.
I think they'll react like if the money changes. Like I hate to always bring it back to that, but like I feel like if the money changes, then they'll react. Like if we stopped playing online, we stopped paying that PSN fee that just went up, right? If the sales, well, I mean, sales are probably slowed by now. The game's a couple years old, but if they were to put out a DLC and then we just didn't buy it, like I think these are all things like that would spur change. I feel like.
See, I wish Forza was good because that would have lit a match under PD's ass, but Forza flopped so bad. Kaz and everybody are like, we could kind of sit back and because Forza's no threat to us. We're still the best console game around by a long shot. So we'll kind of continue. But I think if Forza would have been really good, that would have kind of forced PD's hand to probably, release more cars and tracks.
Bro, that game was like the hottest game on earth for about a week. And
3 days, 72 hours.
I remember like. There are a couple people who asked me, they're like, yo, man, are you gonna play Forza? Because like GT7 was having those problems, right? Where the lobbies wouldn't load and all that kind of stuff. They're like, you gonna play Forza? I'm like, bro.
Yeah,
if Forza's still around in a month, I'll consider it. And it wasn't. So, that was the end of that.
That was a major fail.
Big time.
Like it was a major fail.
I couldn't believe it. I didn't think it was going to fail.
Yeah, because again, they said it.
Go.
They said it was a new game from the ground up, which it was.
It was far from a new great game
they
from
lied.
The ground up.
Big time.
Far from it.
And then that's what you come out with, and then the PC doesn't work. That end, and then it just. Flopped and bad PR, and
I couldn't believe it. The biggest fail. The biggest fail.
But if you guys like Forza out there,
I mean,
for sure,
told you all
for sim game.
Yeah.
I will say though, when having not played it, I've watched others play it, right, and I did see. Some things that like, they do this. Like, why doesn't Gran Turismo do this? And the two main things that are coming to mind right now are the collision detection. Like you crash into somebody or go off track or something, and it looks like some kind of AI thing is running in the background to tell you if you need a penalty or not. Like that's not always right, but like whatever that is, I feel like Gran Turismo needs that because the penalty system. From like inception in Gran Turismo 7 has been like not great. It's been bad in my opinion.
Yes.
Bumper, like the ping pong physics.
Oh yeah.
And like all that. And then the other thing is the delta to other people beyond who's in front of you, who's behind you, and who's in first, right? Sometimes you see like, there's a little bit of gap between the person behind you and the person 2 cars behind you. But you don't know what that other gap is. You don't know how much your battle is costing you because you don't have that relative position that Forza has, that iRacing has, and that ACC has.
Yeah.
So I feel like those are all things that are easy enough that maybe the AI detection, collision detection, stewarding type thing. Maybe that's not easy, but the relative data, I feel like, is a very easy ask, and that's one of the things that I told.
Everybody. Oh yeah.
That I told Evo, the PD guy who had joined the streams. I was like, bro, like this, you already have what this data is. I guarantee you have it. Just like put it on the screen. That's all I'm asking.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's like
just display it basically.
VR.
Yeah,
that's with VR. That's the issue we have is you can't tell how far you are away from the guy in front of you or the guy behind you. Yeah. You have no idea.
Or you. Yeah. You have no indication.
You have no idea. You have no idea at all. And that is one of the biggest downfalls with the game is it's just...
Yeah, they need more information on their HUD.
Yeah. There needs to be some info on the HUD. And right now they're not doing it. And it's frustrating. Very frustrating. I'm like, I need to know where these cars are, and they're like, no, you don't. They don't. Otherwise they would have put it in.
We're a month away from the 2-year anniversary, so again, fingers crossed. I'm just hoping there's a big major update across like everything with the game and VR, and so. Wishful thinking on my end.
Todd is our dreamer. It's good to have dreamers, though.
Yep.
I can appreciate
it. It is good to have dreamers.
Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. Spec 3.
Let's go.
Yep, exactly.
Daily Race D.
Spec 3. Let's go.
Yep. DLCs. Bring it all. I'm ready. Yeah, for GT7 to download off the PlayStation Network, you know how much that still is? $69.99. They're still charging.
$59?
$69.
Wow, they're asking full
price still for GT7. Usually that goes down in price, but I think because of the VR capabilities, they still keep it up there.
I don't know.
They gotta have some kind of data that tells them like this.
Think about Rockstar though.
Yeah.
Think about Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
Red Dead 2 was $69.
Great game.
It's on sale now, but dude, it's crazy expensive still.
Well, that game's what, 4 or 5 years old, so that game should be $20 at the most now.
Yeah.
Even though it is an incredible game.
It's not.
You did get it for yeah.
That game has like thousands of hours of gameplay in it, doesn't it? Like,
oh man,
the amount of stuff that you can do.
I've played it for such a long time, and I still don't think I've found. I think I am at like 86% complete, and it doesn't feel like I'm close.
Damn.
I still feel like I've got millions of things to find. That's just how it feels. There's just so much to it.
That's so cool.
That game is that game is one of my
go hunting if you want.
Yeah, go hunting and fishing, you do whatever you want. That's what's so cool about it.
Well, you can literally, it's top 5 game for me for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a wild
Grand
game.
Theft Auto, GT, yep.
Call of Duty.
Do love me some of that Grand Theft
Call of Duty's in there. That's 4. Yep. Which that'll be coming out this year too. That should be coming out the end of this year. Or did they say 2025?
For what?
For
Grand Theft Auto.
2025.
Grand Theft Auto.
They say 2025. Yeah. I expect 2026.
End of 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying it's going to be before that, but I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't believe any of it. Not with, it just...
Well, again, that game, I think, came out on a Friday, and by Monday it had already did $1 billion worth of sales.
Jesus.
Oh yeah,
in 3 days. At that time, it was the fastest selling game, but yeah, 3 days worldwide did over $1 billion in sales. So that's why I just think, you know, the CFO and the CEO, they want to get this game out because they see money signs, and would anticipate this game is going to do 1.5, possibly 2 billion in sales. It'll be what, 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would think probably 2 billion in sales. And yeah, if I'm on the board and shit like that, I'm like, yeah, let's get this game out, man. I want to,
right.
cash in on
the shit out. Let's go, boys.
On this thing. So yeah, yep. And speaking of that, kind of with Gareth, that interview he did with the CEO of Fanatec.
Yep, he actually sat down with
all their
usually
issues with
clickbait shit.
I
got scared. I thought it was one of those, just one of, but he got to sit down with them, and you got to hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
I didn't get it.
Pretty good questions.
I didn't get to hear that interview. So how?
It's definitely. I think it's worth a watch at least, just because.
What did he say?
Yeah.
There was a glitch in the system with the syncing system at Black Friday. Them switching logistics and then their
a lot
systems.
Of hoes and hums.
Not yes.
So customer service isn't cut out for that. They don't have enough staff.
Party.
They hire a third party company that handles customer service for them. So stuff like this. Yeah, just a lot of things that he wished he would have done differently. Another he blamed on one of his suppliers. And again, it's kind of true. Again, they can't make something, when they tell you that they can. And then, your supplier's like, oh, well, we're having a hard time. So, you're screwed. But yeah, he just hopes to correct that in the future and kind of get a better customer service experience for his customers.
And they should be caught up on orders too. It was mainly Europe that it screwed up in. Was the European
affected most? Yeah.
We didn't get affected too bad over here. We still had to wait a bunch, but yeah, he's hoping to get all that.
Never got emails.
Oh, and the DD Plus situation.
He's like, the more you email it,
right?
Yeah.
We got the emails.
He's like, the more you email us, the word slows us down.
Right. But yeah, hopefully the DD Plus, he said, will be coming out. Orders will be shipping out here soon once they get that license. See, that's what I don't think, how he said they have all the stock for the DD Pluses. They're just waiting on Sony. And how he told them, you guys shouldn't have even put it on sale. I wouldn't have even taken pre-orders if you don't have that license.
Yeah, which is true.
Yeah, I wouldn't have taken pre-orders at all.
Correct.
I wouldn't have even released.
Right. And I'm glad Gareth.
Yeah, said that.
I'm glad he brought that up.
Yeah, because and then his whole thing was dropping it at the same time as the club sport because he wanted both options available. I would have just waited to then wait on the other one. The DD and the DD Plus just have to both wait then. Just let them know it's coming soon. Don't take pre-orders. Because shit, man, you don't even know. You're hoping you're getting that license by the end of the month, but you don't know for sure. Because he says they're super strict on how they do the licensing processes for everything. So hopefully they figure it out. It sounds like
a big company like that. Yeah.
They'll get figured out. But yeah, just worth a watch.
Yeah.
Out there wondering about the Fanatec
Definitely is.
So, but what
yeah.
about
So
that Hamilton news, guys? Hamilton.
You fuck.
Yeah, we're going.
Who?
Fuck that.
Who's this Hamilton character?
This Hamilton guy.
Lucius
Hamilton? Who works for AMC?
Never heard of him.
Right?
Never heard of him.
Who is this?
Is he like a French politician?
Right? I think so. He got some nice hair. He was bald once when he was younger. All of a sudden he's got hair. I don't know how he did that. He needs to tell LeBron James the trick. But yeah, Lewis
Oh, he's
Hamilton.
a basketball player.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shooting them hoops. Getting the balls in the hoops. Shooting.
Yeah.
But
what happened with Lewis?
He made the decision.
I
2025.
I saw a rumor that day.
Right? I didn't think it was real.
I saw a rumor from Road and Track, and so I didn't think much. I'm like, this is just some Formula One starting up in a little bit. Just them trying to get,
traction.
their name out there a little bit. And and then boom, it's like, no, this story. And then within like an hour, it's official. Like, wait, what? It was just a rumor.
Yep.
And 2 hours later, it was like a done deal. I was like, holy
I couldn't
shit,
believe, and
man.
to drop it that soon, a year in advance, that was crazy. Yeah, my wife let me know about it, and I was like, nah, it's just a rumor. Don't worry about it. And I was like, that thing I said was a rumor?
If anything,
no,
I
shit's
figured
true. Go ahead.
And I figured that would be something they would release at Italy. Maybe like, hey, and this is going to be our new driver. The Italy fans are there. And Ferrari crazy. But
dude,
did it now, and
they all have the dream. I think they all have that dream of driving for Ferrari at some point.
I know you do, Todd. Or
Sean.
I do.
I know you do.
I do. In my dreams, every night.
It's kind of funny and coincidental that this has happened because I'm pretty positive if you look back or listen back on the podcasts a year or so ago, near the beginning of the possible talks of Hamilton's contracts with Mercedes, we had commented about talks with Ferrari because of Hamilton and Vassar getting together a watch.
Oh yeah, old Fred Vasseur.
Yeah,
they're buds.
Because they're buddies. They're best friends.
Yeah.
And we mentioned that, like, I wonder if something like that's going to happen down the road instead of extending his contract. And, well, he did a quick little extension and then see you later.
See ya.
It's yet another thing
there's
that
a lot.
we called.
Big move.
There's
big
a move. I mean, you think about it. Your team right now is failing, and they have admitted that they didn't listen to you about the car. When he was like, no, the car is shit, we need to do something with it, and they didn't listen. And he's like, I'm going to start looking some other places where they might take my input.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what we got. Like, good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
And so my prediction is he knows something that other people don't know about Ferrari.
Yep.
My prediction, Hamilton, Ferrari, championship.
Ooh.
Well, here's the other thing I'm not sure if anybody's heard yet. There is a bit of a nasty rumor going around that as well as Lewis Hamilton going to Ferrari, that he is poaching a bunch of staff along the way to go with him.
Yes.
There is going to be a mass exodus from Mercedes at the end of the next year.
Yeah. Including Peter Bonneting. So
Bono?
So when I heard the news, part of me was like, damn, I don't get to hear Bono, my tires are dead, and I don't get to hear get in there, Lewis. Like, because I'm not trying to hear like the Ferrari, engineer say that to him. Okay. So I saw that, I was like, I saw that, I was like, okay, well, at least I get that. If it's true.
Well, that's the thing, is it could be true, and that could be like the whole the big picture of why this is all happening. Maybe there's a little bit more behind the scenes things going on at Mercedes that people in general aren't happy with. Maybe between Bono and Lewis sitting down on contracts, it was let out of the bag that, hey man, they're not working with either of us anymore, kind of thing. Like there's a lot of crap going on, like, and maybe that's just stay quickly for a bit, and then we'll, maybe there's a whole big plan in action to take Ferrari to the top like Mercedes was again, like, and have Ferrari that dominant red again.
Oh, That would be cool.
Ferrari wants to be dominant. F1 wants Ferrari to be dominant.
Hell yeah,
I mean,
too.
it's good business when Ferrari's winning.
Shit, yeah.
Just for the series. It is. You know, so
I hope so, because they've tried this before with Alonso and Vettel.
And plus, I
so that kind of scares me too. But
do you still think it's?
Go ahead.
Go on, Sean.
No, go for it.
I was going to say, do you think it was George Russell's team last year or Lewis's team last year?
I don't think.
Obviously, this year, I think it's going to be George Russell's team moving forward.
Yeah, definitely last year was team. Yeah, now for sure.
I think last year it wasn't anyone's team.
Yeah, same.
I think it. Yeah, I don't think it was a good anything.
Well, see, and then maybe Lewis saw the writing on the wall, like, "Hey, I'm not the top guy here anymore."
Right.
You know, and
I think
kind of
you're
seeing
right
George
about
coming
that,
in as
Todd.
he's a younger guy.
Yeah, he's definitely.
And
Future
he's managed.
George
Russell's managed by Wolf, so you know that's an additional variable there.
Yeah.
So, like, if your manager is also your team boss, then that kind of
you're all.
If I was Hamilton, I'd be thinking like, well, you know, obviously he wants him to be here. Hamilton was rumored to not even want Bottas to leave. Like, he enjoyed having Valtteri, obviously because of the lack of competition, but like he didn't want Valtteri to be replaced by George Russell. But then that happened. So
well, that's the other thing is he doesn't want him replaced because as soon as you replace him with youth, you know the youth is as long as he performs half decently, it will end up being the future. And like you said, he saw the writing on the wall. We got George Russell, who is a competent driver coming in. I'm former champion, near not ending my years, but nearing the more closer to the end of my career. How much more do I have in the tank? Everybody's going to be worried about that.
38, 39,
yeah, but at the same time, I mean, if you're not winning, are you retiring? You know what I mean? If they're not, like, and that's the thing, is like Lewis is used to winning. You know what I mean? Or being competitive. And if your team isn't competitive, you don't want any part of it realistically if you're a champion kind of thing. Russell doesn't have the taste of championship yet, so he's still, I mean, it's something to develop and develop around him.
Yeah, he's
Lewis
hungry. He's up and coming.
That shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Lewis has been to the top. He doesn't want to be at the bottom racing and stuff.
No,
he's
gonna get that 8th championship with Ferrari, and then
you know what? That's what he's looking for.
That's what he's shooting for.
And not only is he ahead, but he did it with the same team too.
Yep,
so
exactly.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of it too. I also, I think that he's been with that team and they didn't do what they needed to have a competitive car. And I think that's really, really frustrated him.
Oh yeah, they should bad big time.
Because he wants to be the winner, and that hasn't happened at all.
Yeah,
it hasn't happened at all.
Well, a little segue, I guess. Speaking of competitive cars.
Oh, do tell, Mike.
Lack of competitive cars. Having F1 saying, "Go fuck yourself" to Andretti.
I buy Haas. I'm just like, Gene, I'm buying half of the fucking team. You don't want to spend the money? I will. Just sit over there. I gotta go.
I don't know why he doesn't sell it.
Right?
Why does it? Like, you're not winning, and you're not putting money into it. Just sell it.
Or something. If
well, you don't and that's a huge thing there. He didn't want to do anything to the team.
Right?
Andretti Haas Racing.
You don't want to spend money, but you want to win.
Gunter said he didn't want to spend the money on a new technology center, wind tunnel, all that stuff. He didn't want to do it. And I'm like, but you're dumping millions of dollars into this, hundreds of millions of dollars into this, but you're preventing yourself from winning.
Yep, and making money to pay for it.
Like, how do you justify that?
He's content being a bottom feeder. He's content being a bottom feeder. He doesn't mind being the 18th, 19th, 20th fucking team.
Dude, I don't know how you can.
Does he profit off of it?
No. I think he loses.
You can't.
Well,
he's got
you
to
can't be
somewhat.
profiting.
You think?
But like, so you think about like any like billionaire who has like a sports team or something like that. Like they either want to win or they want to make money, and he's not doing either.
Right. I would think maybe on your taxes you got
either.
He's probably not necessarily losing money,
right?
Due to like possible advertising, marketing deals, and stuff like that. So it's not bothering him. So I can see it.
I'm sure.
So he's probably
just a cut of the TV license.
Yeah,
right.
He's probably more than content, like Todd said, of just being a bottom feeder because he's not really losing and not gaining. So it's not like, and his whole mindset is, we just grind it through. We'll get better as we go. You know, kind of, not instead of investing like.
And he gets to say, "I'm an F1 fucking owner."
Exactly. Whereas like,
but I'm an F1 owner. It's on my title.
Like, other race, like say leagues and such, don't necessarily have, from at least in my opinion, as much, say with the technology and advancements and that kind of thing compared to F1. F1 is all about development and technology and pushing, whereas like other leagues are kind of restricted to this is what you get kind of thing of sorts. Mm-hmm. There are obviously there's a bit of development.
Well, a lot are restricted by budget where F1 is.
Yeah, where like and like BOPs and stuff like that,
budgets.
things like that. Where you know what I mean, like where you can only have so much. You can only do this, and you can only have like you know what I mean, like it's big money in development and stuff like that in F1, and like Haas is just like, well, I'm just kind of breaking even. That's good enough. And he's even said, well, we just got what we got, and we're just gonna, we'll get better with it. Well, you can't get better with garbage.
Yeah, and the other thing
is better like, garbage.
So like they have the regulations changed in 2026. So like if you make any progress now from last to let's say second to last, like then you have to start over in 2026. And then also like you have a budget cap now, right? Like they put that 145 million or whatever it is now budget cap for development, right? Not to pay the driver salaries not included, but like everybody's spending theoretically the same amount of money. So like what's up with that? That's the part that I don't understand. How you're not able to approve it at least at somewhat of the same rate as other teams throughout a season.
Right. Because they're not all spending the same amount of money.
Correct.
They're under budget.
Well, they're probably Haas is probably under budget, but the big teams are teams are spending more.
Right.
Like the fact that they've only caught Red Bull got a slap there and whatnot. And like I get like there are so many goddamn loopholes. Teams are dumping extra money everywhere. Like there's the whole, we're going to keep you on staff here for our F1 development, but we're actually going to pay you through our bicycle programs and stuff like that. Like there's all kinds of companies are doing that kind of shit. They're like their engineers are fully funded through a different place because they only do this little bit, so they're actually over there, and they don't have to put it on the record.
Yeah.
So if Haas is underspending or Haas is playing it by the books, that's theirs on them, kind of thing. F1's cutthroat. It's big. It's
again,
big
the
money.
Drivers know what's going on.
Oh yeah.
When you're a driver, that your team isn't fucking spending the money that fucking Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes are.
Yeah, you're just wasting.
So you're already behind the fucking 8 ball.
Yeah.
You're just showing up to show up just to fucking fill the field kind of thing. No,
money.
it's just
get the split.
Yeah, yep.
Dude, yeah, if they could sell, if Andretti, that would be their way in. If they keep saying no, dude, I'd be like, fuck that, Gene. God damn it. You're selling me.
You said they left the door open? They left the door open in 2028?
No, dude, that's too long. You need shit in there. 2026. You're taking
That's
over
4 years.
Haas. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
this is something that's crazy too. We need to realize that Haas in 2016 was allowed to be a team, so they had to build a car for the 2016 season, and then there was a change in 2017. So in that thing that that Formula One put out, it was like, well, they don't have the ability to make a car for 2025 and then another car. That's asking too much. But Haas has already done that.
I think the load of the biggest load of BS that they put in their explanation was that they didn't believe that Andretti Cadillac had the brand recognition necessary to increase the price pool to a level that would make
this is a
you've never heard of Andretti, bro?
Right?
I'm like, what? You guys are trying to make a splash in the American market, but you do a Las Vegas Grand Prix where 50% of the country is asleep because it's at 1 a.m., including me. That's an American race.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Right.
And it was
And you have an opportunity for like the most well-known American name to be in your sport.
Dude,
And
you
say
not,
yeah,
in
they're
motorsports,
missing out big time.
we might be more biased because of North America and Andretti's and such and what we've grown up.
I think something happened with Michael.
I honestly think though, like
when Michael Andretti went over there,
worldwide.
something fucking happened.
Yeah,
Mari and Michael rubbed them the wrong fucking way, and they are not dealing with the Andretti. I don't know what the fuck it was, but Michael's time over there, they just
somebody's got hurt feelings.
Somebody has hurt feelings. Number one, because I
totally resentful.
Michael is. I think Michael had a blow up with somebody in Formula One back then, probably in McLaren too, and because that's who he was racing for, and they just are not. There's somebody that doesn't like him and doesn't want him in there.
Yes,
I will say this from experience. He's not a very approachable person. Like Mario is super approachable. Michael is not super.
He was the best. Yeah.
He was the best in the United States.
And not saying it was right, but he was. And my dad is fucking Mario Andretti. I'm the second coming of my dad. Everybody kisses my fucking ass since I was 5. And he thought his shit didn't stink. He was a good American open wheel racer, but he found out the hard way. Yeah,
Formula One is a completely different animal.
One, but it's a different animal. It is. Yeah. And for whatever, I don't, but I just think something happened there that they do not like the Andretti's anymore. And F1 is like, fuck you.
Yep,
no, we tried it 25 years ago. Yeah.
Work. God, they need to get
that's just my take. So they really do.
Yeah. It would make so much money for Formula One.
Name recognition.
Yeah.
I just don't know how you say that you want to grow here in the United States. Formula One wants to grow here, and then you have Andretti, the name, ready to go, ready to join you, and you say no. It's got to be what you said, that somebody doesn't like him.
Got to be.
Yeah,
well, that's a no-brainer. You got.
Yeah, I think it stems from Yeah, but I mean, dude, he's a fucking Formula World champ. So he's I don't know, but
I'd say
it is what it is. Formula One,
that would be their only way in, right? If they buy
at this point,
yeah.
Either that or wait to 2028, I guess. Dude. And it's wild because like the FIA is like, no, you're good. You can join. Mm-hmm. And Formula One is owned by Liberty Media, the same company that owns the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
It's an American company.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
The Formula One management is owned, Liberty Media.
Damn.
Well, does like Bernie Ecclestone, does he have like major pull and
think so
Yeah,
anymore.
Like on the board of Formula One or something? Or
no. Well, he knows everybody. So him saying, "Yeah, no, don't let him in," would go a long way to them not getting in.
Ooh.
Dude, he's 93 years old.
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah, the dude is old as dirt.
But what?
And he still parties.
Well, fuck,
Mario parties.
Mario's got to be 85.
Yeah, Mario is. Mario is slowing down a little bit though. Mario is slowing down.
Yeah, Mario don't party.
I have to say,
Bernie party.
Mario doesn't party like what's his name does. Whoo!
Yeah,
he's
doing coke off hookers' tits. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's going.
Yeah, he's doing himself well, and will have a heart attack someday because of the cocaine, but they'll cover it up. Sorry.
Yeah.
Alleged.
Just jokes.
Alleged.
Do you think he would he's the one who made Formula One. Wanted a team?
Oh, that's what I said. Penske.
Do you think Formula One would let them in?
Absolutely.
There's only a handful of names. Andretti, Penske,
Hendrick. Yep.
Hendrick. Yeah, I guess so.
And Chip Ganassi, those are the real big dogs. And I would say if Roger Penske said we want to have a car and we'll have it ready by 2025, they would sign off on it. I absolutely think so. I'm not even joking when I say that. Dude. I think part of the problem with Andretti too is they're looking at Cadillac and not looking for a motor from Mercedes or Renault or Honda.
They were going to enter. They were going to enter with Renault until they could make the Cadillac. Until Cadillac could make their own power unit.
No. I think Todd's right. To be honest, I think Todd is 100% correct.
Yeah, because that shit happens a lot.
I think. Yep, I think someone's butthole got hurt.
Yep.
And Andretti gets blacklisted.
Politics of F1.
Oh yeah. Major politics there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Again, billions and billions and billions.
I know they added 2 races. Yeah. So there's 24 races. They're making even more money. They were talking about Chicago. Rumor, shut down downtown streets of Chicago. F1.
Yep.
Dude, how crazy would that be?
My mom was talking about it. Well, I think they saw what NASCAR did, and they're like, holy shit, with that backdrop.
Right.
With that backdrop on the lakefront. Chicago, huge market, middle of the summer, best summer city in the country. It's a fucking no-brainer. It's a win-win. So yeah, it'll most likely happen.
And that's 25
that'd be cool as hell.
Unless they take one away.
Yep.
Dude.
No, I think they're looking to expand. They probably want to have 5 races in North America for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's
more popular.
And then bring back Indy.
Yeah, I can see that big time. Chicago, Indy. I heard the streets
Indy.
of Detroit.
Yeah, you could hit those. Yeah, 4th of July weekend kind of deal. Boom, boom. Yeah, that'd be huge. Heck yeah.
Yep. Now we got to see who's going to take Hamilton's spot at Mercedes. Russell's most likely going to sign with Audi when they come in, when they take over Sauber. I heard
those are the rumors.
Bottas and Zhou are gone.
I was hearing Yuki Tsunoda tied to that seat because of the Honda power unit to one of those seats at least. And I'm hearing signs as well.
Mick Schumacher?
No, I heard Albon, possibly, because he's already kind of in that Mercedes house. So I've heard.
Dude,
you would think that Audi would want a German.
Yeah. Alonso was a rumor.
Yeah.
I'm hearing Vettel to Mercedes.
Yeah, I heard that too. Him coming out of retirement.
Oh man,
I don't think that's.
I don't know.
I could see them taking Bottas back when his shit's up at Sauber, because he won't have a seat. I think next year, 2025.
And you know what's wild with all of this? We're not talking about Sergio Perez and the fact that this is his last year.
Yeah.
I know. Where does he?
He's like, I'm so happy all this is happening right now. Nobody's talking about me.
Right.
Flying under the radar.
Him up, but I can't see him going to Mercedes.
How much is he going to make? Is he going to make 40, 50 million a year? Sergio when he signs? Yeah.
If somebody signs him.
Dude, he's number 2 in points.
Yeah.
And there's a good chance again he could be number 2 again.
But you're number 2 behind.
I mean, you're expected when you have a car that wins every race.
Yeah.
I know, but that's I mean, hey, it's on his selling end. You're getting the number 2 driver in the world.
Exactly. But no one talks about him really. Everyone talks about Lando. Lando, and they talk about Albon quite a bit.
Leclerc.
Yeah, Leclerc. But Sergio's never in those talks. Ever.
Well, because he's in the shadow of Max.
Right? That's got us just... Because, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, he's like that second best.
And everybody knows you're the number 2 driver.
Yeah.
Article here I just found. Sergio Perez will reportedly being replaced by Alex Albon for 2025.
Ooh, what?
Albon back to Red Bull?
As I
really?
F1 pundit Peter Windsor has claimed that as they understand it, Albon has been offered a 3-year contract by Red Bull to start in 2025
Dude, they
kicked
you to the curb.
A 3-year deal.
I wouldn't be able to go back, knowing what happened.
I thought he didn't want to go back.
I wouldn't want to go back.
Yeah, I didn't think he wanted to go back.
Pressure all over again.
Yeah,
I thought he was eyeballing Mercedes. Dude, if he goes back to
me too
to Red Bull, oof. He's got.
Did you not just?
Dude,
did you not see what just happened to you last time you were there?
You know the.
And Max is.
The car's competitive though.
Yeah.
Better.
Like if you get that seat, man, you're winning. You're right behind Max every time, or in front of him. Like you cannot let anyone else in front of you, especially if you're Alex. You're screwed. Yeah. You already got.
Oh yeah, if you've already gotten, you already got kicked out once. You best not be making any mistakes.
Oh, you're on a short leash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, do you really want that, or would you rather try to make the pitch for Mercedes, who doesn't have a championship-winning car, and you have a little bit more leeway? Like Alex Albon, I feel like him, because it was him, George Russell, and
the better
Lando,
car,
who all came up together from Formula 2. Those three were like the same tier of like talent coming into Formula 1.
Yeah.
So I feel like Max is a level above all the young guys.
Oh yeah. And when's his contract up? 27 or 28?
He's 2 levels.
27 or 28 Max's contract. Because then if he goes over there, and if he kind of has a feeling Max is going to retire after those 3 years, if he can hold out for 3 years, re-sign with him, he's the new number 1 kind of thing if he did that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Max is going to be around for a while. I don't see him. If anything, I think he'll shift teams. But even if that,
well, I
don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked for him retiring at 30. If he wins 3 more championships, I can see him, because he's talked about, like, what do you think it'll be? He's like, I probably won't look back and reflect on my Formula One career when it's over. That'll be in the past.
Right.
I'm like, dude, when you're 70, you're gonna be like, I was a pretty badass fucking. But he's just like, yeah, it'll be in my past, and the guy's just so nonchalant about F1. I think his passion is more in fucking sim racing than anything. To be honest, it's so crazy. But
to walk away from okay, so if he wins the next 3, then he has 6, and you're telling me you're gonna walk away from being able to have like the record all to yourself by winning 2 more.
I'm getting 8 or 9.
I don't know if he's driven by that. I think he wants to drive other cars. I think he wants to do Le Mans, Daytona. Yeah, he wants to do like all the big races, and kind of be a hired gun and drive at his leisure, I guess, and do what he wants to do. Not be kind of under the restraints of Red Bull and the tight F1 schedule and shit like that. Where again, he'll have amassed ungodly amounts of money, so he's financially set for the rest of his life, and it's more about Max fulfilling his driving dreams and goals. Where people would be like, yeah, come drive my car. People wouldn't bat an eye.
Sorry about that. Wow. Boy, I apologize.
Bless you for a couple races or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But you could see him racing for the next 13, 15 years in F1. Who knows? But I wouldn't be surprised if he were to retire, though. Yeah, from F1.
Yeah.
Not racing altogether.
Yeah, it'll be crazy to see, especially once it changes over in 26. Because we got Drive to Survive coming up. Round 1's coming up. They made a Drive to Survive type series for NASCAR on Netflix. Have you guys watched that?
Boom, 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 boom. I have.
Is it good?
I've watched some of it.
Or is it kind of, Okay.
It's the same like editing process.
Right.
Where they just try to make, they never make anybody look good, even if they're trying to make them look bad. Like, it's awful. It's not good. Okay. I don't like it.
Okay. I'm
just going to say, it's it should be fun.
Yeah, that's always good. Especially it's your last year, last year with Gunther. You get to see him on there in Haas.
Oh, it is? Yeah, it is the last year with Gunther.
Oh, the Gunther. Where do you think he's gonna go?
I don't know. Honestly, home
TV.
That's a good one.
He should.
He
should go to TV.
Like,
he's gonna write a book.
Oh well,
this interview.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I saw something about him writing a book, memoirs.
He's already written a book.
Good.
Oh, I'm sure
it's good.
Yeah,
I'd read it.
Audible.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Audible,
but no, a new one.
Get it on Audible because he reads it too.
Yeah.
Correction, I'll listen to it.
Yeah, same difference. I'd say I read books. People are like, "You listen on it." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up." You haven't. I'm like, you haven't looked at a. The last book you looked at was probably the Gideon Bible at the hotel. The fucking cretins. Like, get a little culture. Listen to some books. Read some books.
Right. And well, it's the best too that Gunther reads it himself.
Oh yeah,
that's
the whole funniest thing because especially the way that thing starts off as well. It's just like hooks you right from the beginning.
Yep.
I gotta fucking say,
yeah,
it just goes right off the start of the fucking thing. Let's get this fucking straight,
Oh, so good.
Yeah,
he's my favorite on there by far. But yeah, looking forward
to
the season. That's for sure. Can't wait for F1 to start. I'm stoked.
Oh, I think it's
right around the corner.
Fun season. Yep. Oh, it is so close. So close.
Anything else, boys?
Yeah.
Wrap this up.
Shits and Giggles. Shits and Giggles was a blast today.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It was not easy. 3 different tracks. One track you could choose. What is it? With 2 of the tracks, you chose either soft or medium, and then you had to use the opposite at the next track. So that was a good one. But it was funky because I had 3 different setups for that race.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a ton of fun though. I did okay.
Yeah.
Mike had a bad first race, correct?
Oh, yeah. Well, I had apparently a different setup on the first race. I got the qualifying perfectly fine, start the race, different setup feel. Crazy, man. The first race before we made the changes, how the car was just snapping that's what happened the whole time. That's why I just parked it on the side. It was undrivable. But then,
which was funny because that was my car. That was my car in qualifying. My car was undrivable in qualifying. I was a second off the pace. In race, I was okay.
I had no problem with the qualifying sessions, the practice, everything else. I qualified third.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the race starts, you get on the track, race starts, and the car was just like a complete opposite car. But then it went back to normal for the rest of the. So I was just like, whatever. That's why I just didn't say anything. I just parked it and just stupid game. But the rest of the other 2 races were fine. They were fun. A couple mistakes.
The races were fun though. Those were a lot of fun. Yeah. So it should help out. Super Formula race was pedestrian. Qualified 10th, ended up in 8th. So it was fun though. I'll be happy to have a teammate who's actually going to race in the season. Yeah. So I appreciate it, Todd. And we got to get you signed up this next week with them. So we'll go over it.
Yep.
I can't think of anything else, boys.
It's at 1%.
All right.
So,
10-4.
Well, why don't we get out of here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shut it down. Down.
What are your socials, Mr.
So where can we find McNaughty at?
You can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/@McNaughty, or just search for McNaughty GT7. You'll find me there. Yeah.
Can they also find the NRL league there?
Oh yes. Sorry, I have a website. It's McNaughty.gg. So you can find all of that stuff there. NRL information about this season, previous seasons, driver lineups. So that's awesome. Where you can find me.
Oh yeah, everyone check it out. Definitely check out those league races. Those are fun to watch. You like watching racing?
Yes, they are.
Check those out for sure.
And participate.
Well put together. It is well put together too.
Yes.
Yeah. We're joining season 4. Me and Jimbo are.
Oh, sweet. Yes, I'm looking forward to having you guys in the NRL.
Well, hold on a second. Wait a second. What? When does that happen?
You're signed up, man. It's too late. You can't say no now. You're signed up, man.
Yeah,
it's all right.
We made that official yesterday, Jimbo.
It's official.
I brought it up.
We discussed it yesterday.
Well, I said I was joining it. So
if
I'm helping you,
it could be.
You're joining.
When do you usually? Here's a quick question. When do you usually race in your league?
Oh, okay. So that's the thing that's different about this league. It is not just one thing.
Friday and Saturday.
Say that again. Sorry.
He said it's Friday and Saturday. We may have lost him.
Yes. So yeah, it runs on 2 days because we're trying to accommodate people's availability. So Friday nights, Saturday afternoons, in Eastern time. And as far as the type of car, did someone ask that? As far as the type of car that we usually run, it varies from week to week. So last week we had people doing pickup trucks in dirt and snow. This coming week we have people in supercars that are, I guess, road cars. We have open wheel racing, one-seaters, and then we have your traditional Group 3, Group 4, Group 2 type races as well. And it's a little bit different in that the drivers find out exactly 1 week prior. So you practice for a week, you race, and then you get the next combo. So it's more of a competition to just see, who's able to adapt and be more of an all-arounder in Gran Turismo 7.
Yeah.
Perfect. That sounds great. Maybe I'll think about it. The only one that I'd have an issue with is Friday nights.
Yeah, so it's either or. So if you're available on Saturdays, you run Saturdays. If you're available on Fridays, you run Fridays, and then you just stay that way up until the final race.
How many rounds usually?
Okay, that could be fun.
So it looks like going forward, we're gonna do 5 rounds.
Oh, okay.
So the Friday people are compared to Friday people, all the way through to the semifinals, right? And Saturday people are only compared to Saturday people because Fridays and Saturdays have different races. And only at that point in the semifinal, we take the top 14, regardless of the day that they were previously racing. And then just the top 14 in Division A have their final. The top 14 in Division B have their final. So
cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. We added a Division B because the feedback that I got after season 2 is that the races were a little bit too difficult, and some of the racers are like A+ racers, and then like you have like A+ rated drivers, and then you have B and C drivers going against them. So we split them apart just so each division can have more like competition, right? So yeah, so far that's cool. Proven to be pretty effective. So
all right, well, everybody tune into McNaughty, that's for sure.
Yep.
Have a good week, I guess.
Yeah, have a good week.
See you tomorrow night. We'll be live.
Yeah, tomorrow night we'll be live. And thanks again, McNaughty, for coming on.
Tonight we'll be live tonight.
My bad.
Tonight.
Jumbled.
Because we recorded it this morning.
Yep.
How long have we been doing this for?
It's literally 1 in the morning.
1 in the morning. Todd's a trooper.
He needs to get some sleep.
Yeah, he does.
I hear you,
All right,
Todd. I'm with you.
You guys get to sleep. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Yeah.
Remember to share it with your friends. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yep. Bye.
Bye-bye.